Here we will see the solutions for ESE 2020 prelims paper from the topic ethics. This is the question from set D. First question is about Creative Commons license. Since we have dealt IPR in ethics chapter, in professional ethics chapter, so this also have link with the rights, IPR rights. So it is coming under ethics here. It can come under the current affairs topic also. Which one of the following is not a Creative Commons license which users can choose to apply when publishing their work? So this is about rights of the work. It is related to copyrights. Creative Commons license is used when an author wants to give other people right to share, use and build upon a work they have created. This can be combined with the free and open source software license where the developer itself will give right to modify it, distribute it, use it. So here also the author will be giving license. So different aspects are covered under this license. There are mainly 4 aspects, that is attribution. If it is mentioned like attribution, it means that even though you are using it, you should give appropriate credit to the original author and indicate if changes were made. Share alike means if you remix, transform or build upon the material, you should distribute your contribution under the same license. You are not supposed to take another license for the modification. Non-commercial means you are not allowed to use the material for commercial purpose. No derivative means you can remix, transform, but you are not allowed to distribute the modified material. You are allowed only to distribute the original material. So there are combination of these different terms. Accordingly, different types of license are there. So when we see the option, attribution is there, share alike is there, no derivative works is there, but copyright infringement is not in that license. Whether this Creative Commons license will give copyright to the other? Yes, it is not like it is not completely eliminating the copyright for the user. They, according to the clauses and according to the attribution selected, the author will be having some rights, but it will be diluted from that of the IPR copyrights. So the answer is C. Next is the 11th question. This is the basic difference between a professional and an amateur. So this is an easy question. You should not miss out this question. From the options, it is clear that a professional is someone who is connected with a job that needs special training or skill. So the professional job is characterized by that. That is, that a job needs some specialization. It needs formal training. There will be regulatory bodies governing the activities of the professionals. So anybody cannot become a professional unless he is certified or he got trained formally. But amateur can take up works according to his like. Other things are not correct. These are not correct regarding the professional and amateur. Amateur can also work very effectively and they may also get paid more, but the difference is that formality in the training. Question. Euthanasia refers to the, this is also a simple question. You should not miss out this question also. This often comes in news whether euthanasia should be allowed or not. It is an ethical question in society. This is killing of a terminally ill person suffering acutely with no hope of survival. So we will call it like mercy killing. Instead of suffering, and that person may be old or terminally ill that cannot be cured. So instead of making them suffer, we can let them die. Answer is D. Utilitarianism in the professional ethics is. This is also an easy question. If you have at least read the ethics theory once, you can answer this. Utilitarianism is a principle in ethics. It has applicability in professional ethics also. It is about judging an action by consequence. It doesn't deal much about how the action is done. So there are mainly 2 branches, deontologism and utilitarianism. Utilitarianism focus on the consequence. What are the benefits that are getting out of that act? Other brains which deals with how the act is done. It doesn't bother about what are the benefits, whether it is beneficial to maximum or not, but how it is done. Is it ethical or not? So the theory says that an action has to be judged based on the consequence. If it is beneficial to maximum number of people, that can be adopted. Answer is D. 14th question. In the professional ethics, the degree of safety proposed to be attained varies with. So safety is an important aspect in engineering ethics. What does safety mean? Safety is rather an subjective term. It is not clearly defined. We cannot clearly define or in objective manner what is safety. So many factors affect the perception. A thing is safe. We can tell it relatively, that is why to a certain degree. It is relative safety. With respect to a given person or group at a given time, if they were fully aware of its risk, they would judge those risks to be acceptable to a certain degree. So how much they can accept, it depends on the person. So we can see this difference clearly in many countries. For example, for a developing country like India, that safety standards may not be that strict. Whether it is road safety or construction safety, it may not be that strict like in developed countries like US. Their safety will be seen in more serious manner because how they are perceiving the acceptable degree is different. And how the safety can be improved? It is improved when there is safety is improved with expense of cost. That is, there will be increase in the primary cost. Primary cost means production cost may be higher, design cost may be higher. If you are going for more safe materials and practices, it may take more time, it may take more resources, it may take costly resources. So it comes with a cost. But it lowers the secondary cost. Secondary cost comes after that, like any damages is happening, liability for that, etc. So it is again a curve with we have to find the trade-off between the primary cost and secondary cost and arrive at the most optimal cost. So cost is also an important factor in deciding safety. High safety and low risk comes with often higher cost, and low safety and low cost will come with higher risk. So it depends on the requirements, how much safe the system has to be designed and how much is the degree of safety has to be achieved. And how this safety is reduced? It has a link with design. Uncertainties in design cause risk. So engineers use safety factors in design, whether it is construction or a product company or a software company. So design safety is an important factor. In the design stage itself, this safety factors has to be incorporated. So when we see this option D seems to be more appropriate because it covers the type of product, it covers the perception, and it covers the cost of risk involved. Again, there is a confusion in this question. So the option seems to be similar. According to the points that we have seen, option D seems to be the answer. 15th question. Basic ethical principle of beneficence states that. So this is the principle of beneficence. You would have got the question on the principle of beneficence in the test series. So similarly, there are different principles that govern the ethical decisions. Principle of least harm, principle of care, principle of beneficence. This principle from the name itself is clear that the thoughts and actions must be direct to ensure that others benefit from these thoughts and actions. So if you think in that direction, we can judge whether a thought and action is ethical or not. So it is a guiding principle. So this is the least harm principle. That is, our actions must result in least harm to others. Whenever we are asked to judge between different actions, we can use this principle also. So the option is A. This is also an easy question. If you have read the ethical theory, you can answer it without much confusion. In this paper, there are 6 questions from ethics. Out of it, 5 questions are easy and only one is confusing. So we can tell it the difficulty level is easy with respect to ethics for ESE 2020 paper.